There is absolutely no reason you should be holding your crypto on an exchange in 2026 and beyond, especially because there are so many secure and user-friendly options on the market today. If you do hold your crypto on an exchange, then you at least have to ask yourself, well, if the exchange can freeze my funds or lock my account, then was it ever really my crypto to begin with? And even if you aren't holding your crypto on an exchange and you're using something like a cold wallet, that's great because you're still a step ahead of most people. However, you're still at risk if you aren't using your cold wallet correctly. And if you're using a cold wallet, the uncomfortable truth is that most cold wallets will secure your crypto today. And if you're worried about your cold wallet getting hacked, then you're worried about the wrong thing, because it's not going to get hacked from some nefarious hacker. You're going to lose your crypto because you mess up and make the error, not because someone magically hacks your wallet. But that's why I'm making this video. I want to dispel some of the common misconceptions in crypto, because there's absolutely no excuse. There's no reason why you should be losing crypto in 2026 and beyond to a silly scam or even a user error. So let's go through some of these mistakes. The first mistake, and I'm sure some of you could teach this by now, is that crypto exchanges are not crypto wallets. Even Kraken, which is one of the most popular crypto exchanges in the world, it's a tier 1 crypto exchange. They have a good reputation. Even they admit that crypto exchanges are not designed to be crypto wallets. But what does that even mean? A crypto wallet is simply a tool that is used to manage your crypto and manage the keys that are used to manage your crypto. A crypto exchange is just that. It's an exchange. You swap crypto for crypto, you swap fiat for crypto, but you don't hold your crypto on an exchange. That's not what it's for. You do what you need to do, and you get your crypto off of it. The reason you don't want to hold your crypto on an exchange, even though it might seem secure, is because they are custodial wallets. What is a custodial wallet? That means the exchange holds the keys that are used to access and manage your crypto, which means it's not actually your crypto. And that's why if you've ever seen those Coinbase ads that pop up, it'll probably pop up while you're watching this video. They literally say in their ad, Coinbase holds your assets 1-to-1. That means you don't actually hold the crypto. It's more like an IOU. So whenever you're ready to withdraw your crypto or sell it, they basically have it there for you. But that doesn't mean that they can't still freeze your funds. And this has happened to me on several occasions. And just to be clear, this can happen on every crypto exchange. It's not just Coinbase or Kraken, but it happens on any centralized crypto exchange. They can freeze your funds for as long as they want, or as long as they deem necessary, and they can also lock your account. And this happens all the time. Just go look on Reddit. You'll find thousands of threads from people with varying amounts of money, maybe a couple $100. I've seen some people with hundreds of thousands of dollars who have had their funds locked on Coinbase, and even after reaching out to customer service, going through the KYC process, ID verification, taking a selfie, customer service pretty much just tells them, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to help you access your crypto. And this is exactly what happened to one of my friends in real life. He was using Coinbase to hold a few $1,000s worth of crypto. And one day someone tried to access his Coinbase account. So he went through all the steps to re-verify and prove to them that it was him. And eventually they just told him, sorry, there's nothing we can do. You can't access your crypto. He went on with that process, talking to customer service, going through all the verification steps for a year. It took a full year until he was able to access his crypto. That's what you're sacrificing if you choose to keep your crypto on a centralized exchange. And again, that could be Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Crypto.com, Robinhood, Uphold. Those are all custodial wallets. Those companies all hold your crypto for you and ultimately all control your crypto. If your goal is to be in full control of your crypto and essentially be your own bank, then you need to get your crypto into a self-custodial wallet, meaning you own the keys and only you control your crypto, so no one else can freeze your funds or lock your account. But before we get into the whole cold storage self-custodial mistakes that I see people make, I want to talk about mistake number 2, and that is waiting until something bad happens to get your crypto off of these centralized crypto exchanges. I know a lot of people, or I've had a lot of people comment on this channel who say they are extremely happy keeping their crypto on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance, and they haven't had any issues. This is where we all start. And this is what we all think until something bad does happen. And even myself, I used to hold crypto on Coinbase. I was a customer for years until one day I bought a couple $1,000s worth of some ETH and I needed it that exact day. But Coinbase said, hey, we're going to hold this for 35 days before you can access it. That was a moment I decided I'm never going to keep my crypto on an exchange again. And that's not even that bad. Like what happened with my friend, having his account locked for a year, that's a terrible experience. Because imagining not being able to access your crypto for a year. Imagine if crypto just pumps to new all-time highs and you can't sell it to make a profit because the exchange locked your account. That's a terrible experience. And then even taking it a step further, you could have something like an FTX scenario where the exchange actually shuts down, files bankruptcy, and it could take years to get your crypto back if you ever do get it back. So instead of waiting for something bad to happen, what I think is a better, easier option, just learn from all of the mistakes of everyone else. Why put that risk on you when there's plenty of other people who have done things wrong and you can learn from them? We've already learned that it is not the best option to keep your crypto on an exchange for all the reasons that I just mentioned. So you don't have to wait until something bad happens to you to make the move. You can make an educated decision and say, okay, I'm going to learn how cold storage works, and I'm going to get my crypto off the exchange. And you could even set a goal and say, I'm going to do that this month. It doesn't have to be overnight, but you can start taking the steps to get there. And that brings me to mistake number 3 that I see literally every single day on this channel. And this is a mistake that a lot of people looking into getting their first cold wallet make, and that's looking at all the wrong things. The number one question I get asked on this channel is, hey Alex, what is the best cold wallet to use? How the heck am I supposed to answer that? That's like asking, hey, what's my favorite meal? I have no idea. I don't know if you have any allergies. I don't know if you have a specific diet you're trying to maintain. There's no way that I could ever answer that. So you need to start with the core questions first, because there are things that will determine if you're able to use a wallet or not. I call this the 2 deal breakers. Deal breaker number 1 is coin support. Does the wallet support the cryptocurrencies that you want to hold? Not all wallets support the same cryptos and blockchain networks. If a wallet doesn't support your crypto, then you aren't able to use that wallet. So that's one of the first places that you should start. The second deal breaker is device compatibility. Will the wallet work with your device at home? Some wallets only work with computers, other wallets only work with mobile phones, some wallets work with both. So you need to determine what kind of wallet you want, a mobile wallet, a desktop wallet, or some kind of hybrid wallet, and then you can start really breaking down and researching those things. But if you're just looking for the most overall secure wallet, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I've tested and reviewed over 35 hardware wallets from virtually all the hardware wallet brands, and they all do the same thing. They all allow you to sign crypto transactions in a secure offline environment, and they take your keys and store them offline in that same secure environment. That's why they're secure. That's why it's virtually impossible to hack a cold wallet or a hardware wallet. So again, you really should be looking at, does it support your cryptos? Does it work with your devices? Once you mark those 2 things off your list, look up some reviews or some user guides on YouTube. I have a bunch of them on my channel. And then you can look at how the actual wallet works. How do you set it up? How are transactions done? How do you update the firmware if you need to update the firmware? Does it have a battery? Does it not have a battery? Am I going to need to charge this? Do I need to use this plugged in? It doesn't have to be that complicated. Just like you choose a phone, you choose it off of how it works and the features that you like. Because at the end of the day, all of these cold wallets are going to secure your crypto. That said, out of all the cold wallets I've tested, of course I have my favorites, Tangem being one of them. This is the best wallet, in my opinion, for beginners or those just getting started with their first cold wallet. It's the easiest to set up. It doesn't require any firmware updates. All you have to do is update the app on your phone. And the only thing you need to use this is your iOS or Android phone that has NFC. So really anyone can use this as long as it supports the cryptocurrencies that you hold. But another one of my favorites, if you're looking for something that will also work on your computer, would be the Ledger Flex. This is also great for beginners. And I've been using Ledger since 2020. It's what I started with. It's what I still use today. Really another good option. And the most important thing is both of these are going to secure your crypto. So you can't go wrong with either one. as long as you check first that it will work with your device and support your cryptocurrencies. I'll leave a discounted link to both of these wallets down in the description, along with my full user guides for each one that show you how to set it up and transfer your crypto to these wallets. So definitely check those out. The next mistake that I see people with hardware wallets currently making are not using their hardware wallet the correct way. There is a right and wrong way to use your hardware wallet. Now, most people think they can get a hardware wallet and do whatever they want with it and expect their crypto to remain secure. But this is exactly why people who use hardware wallets still end up losing their crypto, because they're not using it the way that it's designed to be used to protect your crypto. So what's the right and wrong way to use a hardware wallet? Well, the wrong way to use it is treating it like a checking account or like you would a hot wallet or even a crypto exchange. And what I mean by that is you're connecting it to websites to do things like swap crypto. So maybe you're connecting it to something like a decentralized exchange like Uniswap or even Jupiter on Solana, or you're connecting it to a random website to mine crypto or claim an airdrop, or maybe buy or mint an NFT if you're into NFTs. Basically connecting it to any external website and signing a transaction. That's where everyone goes wrong. If you do this, you risk signing a malicious transaction approval. A malicious transaction approval looks like a normal transaction, except instead of approving a legit transaction, you're actually allowing the scammer to take crypto out of your wallet. In most cases, it's all of that crypto associated with that specific account. So if you're signing a crypto transaction on the Ethereum blockchain and you sign a malicious transaction, you're basically giving the scammer access to everything in your Ethereum account, and they can take it all pretty much instantly. And you won't know this is happening until it's too late and your crypto is already gone. And it's really hard to avoid this from happening because malicious transaction, there's not always a sign that you're signing one. So really the only way to avoid this from happening to you and the correct way to use your hardware wallet is to treat your hardware wallet like your savings account or like your crypto vault. So that means you only send crypto to it, so you can safely send crypto from the exchange to your hardware wallet. You don't have to have a wallet in between. You can literally send it straight from Coinbase to your hardware wallet. And if you ever need to send your crypto back to the exchange, you can send the crypto from your cold wallet back to the exchange and do what you need to do. But that's about it. That's all you should be doing with your main hardware wallet. If you do just that, if you just buy crypto on an exchange, send it to your hardware wallet, your crypto is going to be secure. That's what I've been doing for the last 6 years. I've never had an issue. My crypto has remained secure since then. Now, if you still want to do some of those risky transactions, like you want to get on decentralized exchanges and swap meme coins, or you want to claim airdrops, or you want to try out some new crypto websites, you can still do that. Just don't use your main hardware wallet to do that. Don't use the main wallet that holds the majority of your crypto portfolio that you're trying to protect to do that. Instead, you can just get another hardware wallet and use it just for decentralized or DeFi platforms. Or you could even use a hot wallet like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Phantom, if you really wanted to. And the important thing with this wallet that you're using for the risky transactions, this is what I call a burner wallet. You don't keep a large amount of crypto on this wallet. You only keep enough crypto on there for whatever it is that you're currently doing. So let's say you're swapping $100 worth of crypto, like $100 worth of ETH for a meme coin. You would send the crypto to that wallet. You would do the swap on the decentralized exchange. And then once you get your meme coin, you would send that to your cold wallet for safekeeping. And by doing it that way, your cold wallet stays cold, your burner wallet stays somewhat secure, and if you end up signing a malicious transaction with your burner wallet, well, at least you don't lose all your crypto. That's how you use a cold wallet the right way. That's how it's meant to be used. You want to keep it cold. Don't connect it to websites. And that brings us to the next mistake, which I can't believe is still happening in 2026. There's no excuse or any reason why this should still be happening, and that is not securing your seed phrase properly. If you don't know what your seed phrase is, it's a list of 12 to 24 words that your wallet gives you, and this acts as the master key for all of your crypto. Anyone who has your seed phrase has access to your crypto. They're essentially owners of your crypto if they have your seed phrase. So your one goal when it comes to securing your crypto is to secure this key. Yes, cold wallets play a huge role in this because it stores that key offline in a secure environment. However, you should also have an additional physical copy of your seed phrase, which is exactly why these wallets display the seed phrase so that you can write it down. But that's a mistake I see a lot of people make, and I'm guilty of it too, or at least I used to be. A lot of these wallets will come with one of these backup cards, and they expect you to write your password or your seed phrase on this piece of paper. This piece of paper, depending on who you are, could hold millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency. Do you really trust a piece of paper to secure your crypto? Because what if your dog gets a hold of it, or you light it on fire for some reason, or you spill some coffee on it? You basically just lost all of your crypto. If you can't access your hardware wallet, you would have to use your seed phrase to access it. If you don't have your seed phrase to access it, you lose access to your crypto forever. There's no way to recover it. There's no forgot password button, nothing. It's gone. So even more important than securing your hardware wallet, you need to secure your seed phrase. In practice, in real life, that looks like not just leaving it lying around, not just shoving it in your closest desk drawer, but ensuring that you can keep it secure for a lifetime, right? Maybe you plan to pass your crypto on to your children or your grandchildren, or maybe you're using it or holding on to crypto as some form of retirement. You don't do that with a piece of paper. You do that with something that can withstand fires, floods, whatever you throw at it. I use a metal seed phrase plate. This is the Keystone Tablet Plus, and you can find a lot of other kinds on Amazon. I'll leave a link to this one down in the description along with the discount code, or you could even make your own using something like a washer and some kind of metal stamp. However, this is going to secure your seed phrase for a lifetime, whereas a piece of paper isn't. You could spill coffee on this. This could withstand fire, water, whatever you throw at it. This is going to secure your seed phrase, and you're not going to mistake it for a piece of trash or some piece of paper and accidentally throw it away because it's a massive chunk of metal. That said, if you are using a cold wallet currently, or you decided that you're going to get one after watching this video, there are 11 things you need to be aware of that you should never do after you set up your hardware wallet. You can see those 11 things in this next video. I'll see you over there. God bless.